النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام لعن الواصلة ولعن المستوصلة. ووضع الرموش هذا من الوصل حتى لو كان للحظات، ما يجوز. الأظافر هذه شيء قبيح، لا يجوز للمرأة أن تركب شيء من هذه الأظافر. من سنن الفطرة تقليم الأظافر وليس إطالة الأظافر. ما يتعلق بالعدسات، العدسات على نوعين: عدسات تلبس للتطبب طبية، وعدسات تلبس للزينة. أما العدسات التي تلبس للتطبب ما في بأس لأنها تقوم مقام النظارة. أما العدسات التي تلبس للزينة يعني بألوان مختلفة فهذا من تغيير خلق الله، ولا يجوز للمرأة.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So the Noble Sheikh really reminded us on some of the rulings around what we women are allowed to do, and I included some examples in the beginning of the video, that is, because we can sometimes forget, what examples exist out there. And you know me, I've made fun of the long fingernails for quite some time, and I do think that those nails really impede your hygiene. They get in the way of your chores, cooking. They're quite a waste of money, but they are a status signal amongst some women to show that they don't do any work. So, again, there is this sort of strange economic, social class flex, and a lot of women who are poor will buy fast food and not buy healthy food so that they can afford to get their nails done. And it's really quite backwards because they're not focusing on the right priorities. And I do think more restaurants need to ban their workers from having such nails, bartenders, waiters, hostesses, because it's unhygienic, harbors bacteria, and when a woman is on her menses, she gets some blood in there, doesn't wash her hands very good, she's got to literally use a scrub brush to get on them nails, and it's disgusting. It also looks terrible when one nail is broken and they're working. It just has a very ratchet type of energy to it. And then with the eye contacts, it gets really into the goth, occultic expression and fantasy expression when you have contacts that are not for medical use. And I also contend that the more you add to yourself, the more you don't really love yourself. And what I mean by that is, when you see women who get endless plastic surgery, lots of makeup, lots of Botox, fake nails, a wig, I mean, it's just, they just add and add and add and add, and it's just sort of hiding who they are. Whereas when you wear the niqab, when you wear the hijab, the burqa, I feel like you're more free to actually be who you are, and you're more content with yourself, because you've gotten accustomed to being able to leave your home with your real face, even if not everyone gets to see your face. But when people are heavily adorned and they've altered themselves so much so, they've officially admitted that they don't really like the expression they see in the mirror. They don't like that reflection. And I know that there's some artsy-fartsy types who just do it for fun, and I know there will be exceptions, but there are some women who they can't stomach the way they look without makeup, and they only feel confident when they have all their additions on. And I've often talked about, could you love yourself the same if you had your head shaved and you had no makeup on? Like, could you look in the mirror with the same confidence? And I think when you have women who have hair extensions, wigs, fake nails, fake eyelashes, fake contacts, fake lips, fake butts, I mean, it's fake, 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 fake. And then they have a lot of ego, they have a lot of attitude, because it's this artificial aura around them. But they're like Melisandre in Game of Thrones, where she's not wearing that necklace. They're this just decrepit individual, inside and out. And I think it's really important for us women to be able to have the same self-esteem without all the add-ons. And so the sheikh helped remind us what is important, and don't feel inferior to the women who have way too much adornment. Begin to actually bond with your own self, to feel comfortable in your own skin, to the point where if a woman has as much makeup as a drag queen, you don't feel any type of insecurity or like you're not all done up. You don't feel like a plain Jane. You actually embrace your femininity more by being who you naturally are. And what's fascinating as well is Pamela Anderson used to wear a lot of makeup, and now that she's older, she doesn't wear it. And she was mocked for that by quite a lot of men, even Myron Gaines. And I think that's quite intriguing, because she's almost woken up to just embracing who she is and not trying to always wear that mask. And so we must remember what our duties are and the wise utterances of these noble sheikhs. Take care. Please like, comment, subscribe, join the blog.